Alright, what's up everyone? Welcome back. I just logged in to get a screenshot for part 1 video of the back camp and noticed no one's in zone here, so thought hey, this would be a great time to snatch the front camp and do the video for this one to show y'all what it's about. Um, so yeah, I guess they'll be going up probably about the same time. So we're at the front of Grobb here. Here's the zone line where you come in. So right away, you got Priest of Discord here. There's a guard that will path and kind of land right here, and then he'll go back a little bit. And then right to your left is the stationary guard, Razbaz there. So both him and the pathing guard are, I guess what we classify as like the beefier guards. Like 2,500-ish hit points. I'm not totally sure if that's accurate. Maybe check the wiki. But I'm going to do a little bit of a show and tell here, and then maybe I'll try and do a bit of a run through, kill some guys. You can see as I'm going under this archway here, Zabak up here. He's one of the wussy guards, so not a whole lot of HP there. And I mentioned last time that this is kind of a hot spot for enchanters because there's that one beefy guard. So I'm going to show you where that's at and probably have to feign death here, as there's another guard right here, can cook, but the beefy guard we're talking about is Nanrum here. He sits back there in this little alcove where, again, you'd have like no reason to really go unless you were going to get him. So he's not really a threat when you're doing this camp. But just so you know where he is, if you are an enchanter who's interested in charming him, that's where he's at. So maybe I'll kill a few of these guys as we go through here. Cancook again is one of the wussy guards, so he will not take much to take down. And I did turn down the volume on this one because it was a little loud last time, but maybe I'll turn up a little bit. I like being able to hear some of what's going on, so that's maybe a little bit better. For whatever reason, the bags, when I open and close those, that's always loud. I don't know how to fix that, so I typically leave them open, like to kind of see what I've got in there. But I think we just saw the pathing guard go by, Sutok, and he is right there. So he does kind of stop at the entrance there. And then paths back to here, kind of midway. So, got another wussy guard here, Rakguk. And when you come here as a lower level player, so off to the right here is the Warriors Guild. Hergor there is a guild master. There's another one around the corner. When I came here at 42, sometimes when I would be going to the back and I would kind of like, I'd hug the left here, I would still aggro them. So obviously when you're lower level, your aggro radius is a lot bigger. So that's why, again, I say, like, if you're going to come here at a lower level, if you're twinked or something, you may just have to kind of stay in the front, because aggroing the Warrior Guild is not great. It's a good way to get yourself killed. Obviously with me I can feign death, but even that isn't a guarantee. So if you're in here without Spirit of Wolf, you know, they can get on you pretty quick. So just be cautious of that. We'll kill Rakguk here since he aggroed me. Now I have no problem kind of walking by the Warriors Guild. Obviously I'm 51, so getting by them is not a big deal. But just when you're low level, something to keep in mind. Oh, there's Sutok. I don't really... Okay, well he aggroed too, so I guess we're going to kill him as well. Yeah, these would be much harder fights, you know, 5-6 levels ago. I would be making sure, even as a twink, that I'm good on health when you're going into a battle with like Sutok or one of the beefier guards, because they can hit pretty good. But now I've got my adamantine club, proccing stuns. Get a few of those in a fight. He's just locked up, can't even hit me, so pretty trivial at this point. But he does still con blue, so the beefier guards are blue to me. The rest of the weaker darker ones are green, so that's where I say I kind of need to get out of here pretty soon, I think. I've been here a long time. I do see people kind of stay here up into the mid-50s, because I guess, the loot's pretty good, and they're still getting some experience from some of the guards, but I don't know, man. I can't see myself doing that. It's slow going at this point at 51. Maybe that's just because we're entering the hell levels that are the 50s, and it feels a lot slower than it had been, but we got the Iksar experience penalty going as well. But yeah, I've just been here a really long time, and I think it's time for me to move on once I ding here, which I'm not far off, 93%. So I should be coming pretty soon here. Alright, I'm with the tour. So this little alcove here, there's 2 guards in here. These are probably the hardest guards besides, Nanrum, who you definitely don't want to fight. But Kumek, when I was kind of coming up, I don't think I could solo him until... I don't remember the exact level, but it was late 40s, and I would run him back to the entrance, because he would start to run at low health, and if I fought him in here, sometimes I wouldn't be able to kill him. He would kind of walk out here into the warrior guild, and then I would be screwed, so I ran him back to the entrance and killed him there. You can solo pull these. I know at my level I can solo pull them. I don't know if you can at any level. I think this little divider in between them kind of like keeps them from aggroing when you aggro one of them. But don't quote me on that. If you're lower level, he might still come at you. But, if you're a caster class or something, you got roots, you can kind of do it that way. I would root these on my druid and just root rot them. Make sure you have full mana so you can do both. But, yeah, so anyways, these 2 are both pretty beefy. I think Kumek is a little tougher than Bebeka, but they're both pretty hard-hitting and have a lot of health, so... one last thing to kind of show you in the front here. We've showed you most of it. There is a guard up on this hill here. You can see as he's coming into view there. As a monk, I usually leave this. I don't pull him, because the other way for me to get up there is to jump up on this hill and go get him, and when I jump up here, I will aggro the GMs, so I have to quickly feign death, and if feign death fails, it's not a good spot to be in. So the other option is to invis up there, which I do have, my Ring of Shadows I could use, but it's really not worth blowing a charge. He's a lower level guard, so like experience-wise, he's not great. He's green to me. He does have loot, but just for me personally, I tend to ignore him, but for science, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to show you how to do it anyways. So here we go. Let's hope I don't die. So I'm going to jump up here, miss the jump up here, quickly feign death. Okay, that's actually really surprising. Almost always I will aggro both Kragia and Hergor, but I didn't this time, so got lucky. I guess I jumped and moved quick enough, but 9 times out of 10 you're probably going to aggro them, so just be ready for that if you're going to try this and know that you're going to have to feign death. So we're up here, we might as well kill Ganbaku. Get some more loot out of him. Yeah, I think I mentioned, my mini goal right now is just to get 52, because I kind of wanted to be done with this camp, and that was what I told myself. I'd get 52 and then I'd kind of move on. So I'm getting close to that, and I really don't know what I want to focus on next. I think I mentioned in the last video, I don't know if I want to keep leveling the monk or just kind of camping at some of the level 52 dragons. Honestly, I've been flip-flopping a lot between characters lately. I'm one step away from my epic on my druid, so that's kind of obviously something I want to get done, but I'm not totally sure I want to spend a lot of time on the druid either, so I don't know. I'm still toying with the idea. I'm thinking what I might want to do is go to my shaman alt, who's I think only level 13 right now. Shaman has always been one of my favorite classes, and probably the one I played the most back in true classic area, 1999-2000. Of course, back then I was terrible at the game. I was like 12 years old, so I don't know that I ever really got a shaman that high. Definitely not a shaman expert. But I've always loved the class. Love buffing, and obviously we know now with the meta of the game that shamans are extremely powerful. Solo can pretty much do just about anything a torpedo shaman at 60. Um, but I just like the class in general, so the one issue with shaman is that they are pretty heavily gear dependent, and a lot of their gear is very expensive. So, now that I've got a level 60 druid, I've got cash flow, that's not really an issue. So there are some items I'll probably deck him out with. Oh, real quick, so I mentioned in the last video that the front guard, Avisk, that spawns up here, spawns right there, and then pretty quickly starts walking to the back. So if you're doing the front camp, you probably want to set a timer for him to make sure when he's going to spawn. I think the timer in here is 24 minutes on mobs. Because, yeah, he just spawned and he's already headed to the back camp. So if someone's back there, they're going to take him probably, and you miss out on that experience and loot. So just call out there, he's probably the one you want to have your timer on so you know when he's going to spawn. But, yeah, anyways, so probably future videos will not be of the monk. We'll see what happens with the druid if I'm able to get that epic piece completed sooner rather than later. That might be a next video, but I don't know. You might see me on the shaman, and I don't want to put too much in stone. I kind of think I want to plow some time into the shaman, but the way things go, sometimes you start playing it all and you're just not feeling it. So that could change too. So I don't want to promise anything. Anyways, I'm kind of rambling now, so I'll call it good there. Showed you most of the front camp, and feel free to check out part 1, which shows you the back camp for Grobb guards here. I'll try and link that video here, but that's pretty much it. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Talk to you later.